fans. So for the first time in forever, Chicago's offense is better than Green Bay's offense. Everything, big plays, run game, offensive line. PFF has the Bears O-line at 7th, the quarterback. In fact, the Bears offense against the Packers offense, it's startling. Big plays, the Bears have 78. Packers have 57. They have a better run game, significantly. So also, I'll take DJ Moore and Rome Odunze over a lot of Packer receivers. It's starting to feel like, now that Kraft is gone, receiver and tight end by committee. Also, the Bears have been great in close games this year. The Packers have been bad. So whatever that clutch gene is, Caleb has it. So, it's a good question. Jordan Love's peak, was it 2023 against the Cowboys in Dallas playoff game? Remember that? What's Caleb Williams' peak? Sunday? So it does feel like one is absolutely ascending. I think the thing that's most impressive, last year, Caleb sacked 68 times. This year, 14. So listen, he's getting the messaging. He's coachable. And that's like a big thing. Like the more extraordinary a quarterback's talent is, sometimes they're going to do what they do. I've always said this. Lamar Jackson, I can see that he takes to coaching. He doesn't have to. He'd still win 70% of his games. I can see Caleb taking to coaching. When you get that A-plus quarterback talent, it doesn't take long, right? Like the Bengals did not win a playoff game for 31 years. Joe Burrow's already won 5, and he's been hurt a lot. The Buffalo Bills, 2000 to 2018, had 3 winning seasons. They're on their 7th straight winning season. So Drake May, Caleb Williams are A prospects. They erase a lot of things quickly. I mean, let's be honest about New England. We said going into the season, they don't really have a number 1 receiver, a number 1 tight end. The O-line's okay. He's kind of erased all of that. Remember when I used to call LeBron the human eraser in Cleveland? He didn't have an all-star around him. They got to the finals. I mean, it's just that's what great does. I think Chicago's got much better personnel, top to bottom, than New England does. But Drake May and Caleb have this ability. They erase stuff. They can play bad for a half, 3 quarters, and then turn it on in the 4th quarter. And they're the launch pad. A great quarterback is a launch pad, the rocket booster for success. And you look at those numbers, Bears and Packers. It's not just the big plays. Caleb was a better prospect. Caleb's got a bigger arm. The run game for Chicago now is elite. It's hard to cheat on the run game when you got Caleb moving outside.
Yeah. It's just so funny to hear now Colin also call Caleb coachable when he specifically said that he doesn't think Caleb is coachable before. So I'm sorry. I'm just going to continue to find all these Caleb takes funny. Yeah, I mean, listen, I think also at the core of it, Ben Johnson is also proving to be a better offensive coach than Matt LaFleur. I mean, Ben Johnson is literally as elite as you can get from an offensive mind. And that pairing with Caleb and Ben Johnson, it just becomes everything. It becomes everything, just like it was everything, like it is everything for Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. And it's the deficit that Lamar has and Josh Allen has and Joe Burrow has, right? Like it's just when you have a great quarterback with a great coach, it just becomes the ultimate superpower. The ultimate superpower. It's just such a complementary relationship. And that is, without a shadow of a doubt, the best thing that the Bears have going for them is that coach-quarterback duo. And I just made the Packers video after after the game on Monday and talked about how like Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love's relationship and connection, it's not evolving, right? It's not growing. It's not getting better in the way in ways that you would want to see it, especially after all these years of them being together. And we're only 6, 7, 8, however many games into this Caleb Ben Johnson connection, and it's just it's already so insanely highly productive. And like I've been saying all season, I don't even think we're close to seeing Caleb playing his best football at all. Not really close to it. I really don't. I mean, I see plenty of times that I'm just like unimpressed with what Caleb is doing, and yet you're still putting up 26.6 per game, 379.8 total yards per game, 147 rushing yards per game, 78 big, like the production is still through the roof, and yet there's still a host of things that you could point out that you're like, Caleb needs to do this, Caleb needs to do that, Caleb needs to do this, that then just unleash it. I'm telling you, when Caleb can start to play better, this is a 35 points per game offense. This is what we saw with Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid with the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, that's what's all on the table. An absolute eruption. An absolute eruption. I mean, heck, this last Sunday, and granted this wasn't on Caleb, but just even the drop passes and the drop moments that team, had, that's a 30-point game right there. So it's exciting to see. I like to see growth more than immediate greatness, actually. I love to see the progress of a team, of a quarterback, of a coach, of the combination. I find that so impressive, and I love the development of it. Especially because we think that these players just magically get better. And I made the comp that it's just like, we think it's just like when people grow, like a kid is all but guaranteed to grow. He's just, it's just, okay, he's 10, now he's 12, now he's 15, now he's 18. Like, he's going to grow, he's going to go through puberty, he's going to mature, he's going to start to grow facial hair, like, all that stuff. And we think that's the way how it is for these athletes, that they just, oh, okay, he's a rookie now, and then in his second year and third year, fourth year, he's just gonna naturally get better. And it's like, no, you got to put in the work. You got to have the coaching. The coaches need to be there to direct. Like, you don't just magically get better. It takes hard work, dedication, high level coaching, putting in the work, putting in the hours, putting in the time, the energy, the sacrifice. And that was always the biggest thing for me with Caleb, was that how badly he wants this. And so, that's why, again, that's why it just continues to be really funny to me. Colin's now just calling Caleb coachable. Because again, there was, reports specifically about how coachable is Caleb Williams. I don't know. Caleb Williams. It's funny to me. I'm excited to see what these teams look like head to head. Honestly, I'm excited to see what Caleb looks up against Minnesota now, because I do think that there's tough times ahead for Caleb. Like, I don't think that the Chicago Bears have just unlocked and unleashed something, and now it's just, greatness to beyond right now. This season specifically, I'm talking about. I think there's a ton to clean up, and because in order for this team to really reach its peak, they have to get to their highest potential. And I don't think we've seen that yet. Can we get it throughout the course of the season? Definitely possible. And that's why I really want to see what the Bears look like up, again, specifically Caleb, up against the defense of the Minnesota Vikings, against the defense, against the Green Bay Packers and whatnot. Like, that's what I'm excited to see, and what Caleb has in store in those moments. Because at this point, beating the Raiders, beating the Giants, beating the Cowboys, this team has so far, and Caleb Williams especially, has graduated from those big games, from those big moments, where it just means so little to me, and that's something that I've said so many times the course of this season, because we've really had some interesting games so far with some interesting defenses, and we're still constantly trying to evaluate these quarterbacks like Drake, Caleb, Bo Nix, even some of the other quarterbacks who are still ascending, whether it's Jalen or Herbert or, whatever quarterback you want to use as a reference point. And so, to me, these points per game, the total yards per game, rushing yards, big plays, all that, like, that's all great to discuss when we're having like a big picture conversation. But when zoomed in, it's like, I'm excited to see what it fundamentally looks like in the truly big, important games against great teams, great defenses. That is the mark of someone who is actually elite and great and special. It's not just putting up big numbers. It's just not. The Miami Dolphins and Tua put up huge numbers, but in the big games, not so much. And we always talk about, how do you know are you an elite quarterback? And it's like, well, you can do more with less. No, that to me, that's not necessarily what an elite quarterback is. It's part of it and can be and can be the view that you look through it. But to me, at the end of the day, it's really, how do you look against great teams? How do you play when you're going up against the defensive coordinator that can pull all the strings to make your life miserable? How do you play in those moments? That's what I want to see, and that is the last piece of the puzzle for Caleb Williams and this Chicago Bears team. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Caleb and the Bears? Has Ben Johnson already made Bears a playoff team? I mean, I think the answer is clearly yes, obviously yes. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.